Namaste, Dhanava Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we're here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 3, The Status Quo, Chapter 33, Activities of Kapila. Dhanava Pranam Ananda Krishna Prabhu.
Dandavad Krishna Keshav Prabhu.
Text 1. Maitreya Uvacha Evam Nisamya Kapilasya Vachujanitri Sakardhamasya Daita Kila Devuti Vishrasta Moha Patalatam Abhipranamya Tustava Tattva Vishayan Kita Siddhi Bhumim. Sri Maitreya said, thus Devahuti, the mother of Lord Kapila and wife of Kardama Muni, became freed from all ignorance concerning devotional service and transcendental knowledge. She offered her obeisances unto the Lord, the author of the basic principles of the Sankhya system of philosophy, which is the background of liberation, and she satisfied him with the following verses of prayer. Purport. The system of philosophy enunciated by Lord Kapila before his mother is the background for the situation on the spiritual platform. The specific significance of this system of philosophy is stated here as Siddhi Bhumim. It is the background of salvation. People who are suffering in this material world because they are conditioned by the material energy can easily get freedom from the clutches of matter by understanding the Sankhya philosophy enunciated by Lord Kapila. By this system of philosophy, one can immediately become free, even though one is situated in this material body. That stage is called Jivan Mukti. This means that one is liberated even though one stays with his material body. That happened for Devahuti, the mother of Lord Kapila, and she therefore satisfied the Lord by offering her prayers. Anyone who understands the basic principle of Sankhya philosophy is elevated in devotional service and becomes fully Krishna conscious, or liberated even within this material world. Text 2. Devahutir uvacha etapya jonta salile sayanam utendriyartatma mayam vabastu guna pravaham sada sesha bijam dadyo svayam yajjartarpa jajataha. Devahuti said, Brahma is said to be unborn because he takes birth from the lotus flower, which grows from your abdomen while you lie in the ocean at the bottom of the universe. But even Brahma simply meditated upon you, whose body is the source of unlimited universes. Purport. Brahma is also named the Aja, he who is unborn. Whenever we think of someone's birth, there must be a material father and mother, for thus one is born. But Brahma, being the first living creature within this universe, was born directly from the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as Garbhodaksha Vishnu, the Vishnu form lying down in the ocean at the bottom of the universe. Devahuti wanted to impress upon the Lord that when Brahma wants to see him, he has to meditate upon him. You are the seed of all creation, she said. Although Brahma was directly born from you, he still has to perform many years of meditation, and even then he cannot see you directly, face to face. Your body is lying within the vast water at the bottom of the universe, and thus you are known as Garbhodaksha Vishnu. The nature of the Lord's gigantic body is also explained in this verse. That body is transcendental, untouched by matter. Since the material manifestation has come from his body therefore existed before the material creation. The conclusion is that the transcendental body of Vishnu is not made of material elements. The body of Vishnu is the source of all other living entities, as well as the material nature, which is supposed to be the energy of that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Devahuti said, "You are the background of material manifestation and all created energy. Therefore, your delivering me from the clutches of Maya by explaining the system of Sankhya philosophy is not so astonishing. But your being born from my abdomen is certainly wonderful, because although you are the source of all creation, you have so kindly taken birth as my child. That is most wonderful. Your body is the source of all the universe, and still you put your body within the abdomen of a common woman like me. To me, that is most astonishing." Text 3. Sa eva vishvasya bhavan vidhate guna pravahena vibhaktivirya sargadhyani ho vitata bisandir atmeshvaro tarkya sahasra shakti. My dear Lord, although personally you have nothing to do, you have distributed your energies in the interactions of the material modes of nature. And for that reason, the creation, maintenance, and dissolution of the cosmic manifestation take place. My dear Lord, you are self-determined and are the Supreme Personality of Godhead for all living entities. For them, you created this material manifestation, and although you are one, your diverse energies can act multifariously. This is inconceivable to me. Purport. The statement made in this verse by Devahuti that the Absolute Truth has many diverse energies, although he is personally having nothing to do, it is confirmed in the Upanishads. Although the Absolute Truth has many diverse energies, although he personally has nothing to do, is confirmed in the Upanishads. There is no one greater than him or on an equal level with him, and everything is completely done by his energy. As if by nature, it is understood herein, therefore, that although the modes of material nature are entrusted to different manifestations like Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, each of whom is particularly invested with different kinds of power, the Supreme Lord is completely aloof from such activities. Devahuti is saying, although you personally are not doing anything, your determination is absolute. There is no question of your fulfilling your will with the help of anyone else besides yourself. You are, in the end, the Supreme Soul and the Supreme Controller. Therefore, your will cannot be checked by anyone else. The Supreme Lord can check others' plans. As it is said, man proposes and God disposes. But when the Supreme Personality of Godhead proposes, that desire is under no one else's control. He is absolute. We are ultimately dependent on him to fulfill our desires, but we cannot say that God's desires are also dependent. That is his inconceivable power. That which may be inconceivable for ordinary living entities is easily done by him. And in spite of his being unlimited, he has subjected himself to being known from the authoritative scriptures like the Vedic literatures. As it is said, Shabda Muladvat. Shabda Mulatvat. He can be known through the Shabda Brahma, or Vedic literature. Why is the creation made? Since the Lord is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for all living entities, he created this material manifestation for those living entities who want to enjoy or lord it over material nature. As the Supreme Godhead, he arranges to fulfill the various desires. It is confirmed also in the Vedas, Eko Bahunam Yo Vidhadati Kaman. The Supreme One supplies the necessities of the many living entities. There is no limit to the demands of the different kinds of living entities, and the Supreme One, the Supreme Personality of Godhead alone, maintains them and supplies them by his inconceivable energy. Text 4. Satram prato me jatarena nata katamnu yasyodhara etad asit vishvam yugante vata patra eka sitisma maya sishur angripana. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you have taken birth from my abdomen. O my Lord, how is that possible for the Supreme One, who has in his belly all the cosmic manifestation? The answer is that it is possible, for at the end of the millennium, you lie down on a leaf of a banyan tree, and just like a small baby, you lick the toe of your lotus foot. Purport. At the time of the dissolution, the Lord sometimes appears as a small baby lying on a leaf of a banyan tree, floating on the devastating water. Therefore, Devahuti suggests you're lying down within the abdomen of a common woman like me is not so astonishing. You can lie down on the leaf of a banyan tree and float on the water of devastation as a small baby. Therefore, it is not very wonderful that you can lie down in the abdomen of my body. You teach us that those who are very fond of children within this material world, and who therefore enter into marriage and enjoy family life with children, can also have the Supreme Personality of Godhead as their child. And the most wonderful thing is that the Lord himself licks his toe. Since all the great sages and devotees apply all energy and all activities in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord, there must be some transcendental pleasure in the toes of his lotus feet. The Lord licks his toe to taste the nectar for which the devotees always aspire. Sometimes the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself wonders how much transcendental pleasure is within himself, and in order to taste his own potency, he sometimes takes the position of tasting himself. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, but he appears as a devotee to taste the sweetness of the transcendental mellow in himself, which is tasted by Srimati Radharani, the greatest of all devotees. Text 5. Tvam deha tantra prasamhaya papmanam nidesha bhajam cha vibho vibhutaye yatavataras tava shukar adayas tatayam apyatma patho palabdaye. My dear Lord, you have assumed this body in order to diminish the sinful activities of the fallen and to enrich their knowledge in devotion and liberation. Since these sinful people are dependent on your direction, by your own will you assume incarnations as a boar and other forms. Similarly, you have appeared in order to distribute transcendental knowledge to your dependents. Purport. In the previous verses, the general transcendental qualifications of the Supreme Personality of Godhead were described. Now, the specific purpose of the Lord's appearance is also described. By his different energies, he bestows different kinds of bodies upon the living entities, who are conditioned by their propensity to lord it over material nature. But in the course of time, these living entities become so degraded that they need enlightenment. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that whenever there are discrepancies in the discharge of the real purpose of this material existence, the Lord appears as an incarnation. The Lord's form as Kapila directs the fallen souls and enriches them with knowledge. and devotion, so that they may go back to Godhead. There are many incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like those of the boar, the fish, the tortoise, and the half-man, half-lion. Lord Kapila Dev is also one of the incarnations of Godhead. It is accepted herein that Lord Kapila Dev appeared on the surface of the earth to give transcendental knowledge to the misguided conditioned souls. And thus ends our reading for today. We'll continue from text 6 on Friday. Were there any comments or questions from the assembled devotees? Jayam Vishnupad, Paramahamsa Sripad, Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai.
Jai.
All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the worldwide devotees. Sama Bhaktivedanta Ki Jai. Jai
Jai.
Navadut Dham Ki Jai, Nishingapali Dham Ki Jai, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ju Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Ganga Mai,
Jai.
Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Vrindavan
Jai.
Dham Ki Jai. Gir Govardhan, Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai, Sham
Jai.
Kund, Radha Kund Ki Jai.
Jai.
Tulsi Devi, Bhakti Devi, Vrinda Devi Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai, Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai.
Jai.
Scientific Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Princeton Bhaktivedanta Institute Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Institute Ki Jai, Sri
Jai.
Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari
Hare
Hari
Hari
Hari Bol.
Bol.
Jai Shrimati Uma Devi Dasi Ki Jai.
Jai
Jai
Gurudev.
Sripad Ananda Krishna Prabhu Ki Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
श्रीपाद कृष्ण केशव प्रभु जी की जय.
Jai.
Gurudev.
धन्यवाद प्रणाम.
Dandavat Pranams, Didi. Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. Have a wonderful day.
Okay. Good Wednesday
Yes.
for everyone.
Yes. By Krishna's grace, we can do something.